I really enjoy watching strongman competitions on TV, and one of my favorite events is the truck pull. However, the commentators always state that being heavy is such an advantage, and I think this may be based on a misunderstanding of the physics involved. I do believe that the heavier athletes do this exercise better, on average. But to say it somewhat technically, I think this is mostly correlation without causation. This is the reasoning behind it. Let's say two guys compete in this exercise, and the one who wins it turns out to be the heavier guy, for instance 40 kilograms heavier than the other. It isn't the extra weight itself that creates force, it only leads to a greater gravitational pull on the athlete. Of course, you might argue that he has more muscle mass and hence is able to create more power from muscle contraction. But that is exactly the point. The advantage of the larger body weight itself is only a result of a somewhat stronger gravitational pull on his body. If you place a 40 kilograms dumbbell on your bathroom weight, the pressure it inflicts on the weight is actually greater than the advantage the heavier athlete has. This is because the weight of the dumbbell is working straight downwards, while the 40 kilograms extra body weight on the heavier athlete is pulling at an angle downwards that is less than 90 degrees. And even if he actually had the full benefit of a force that equals the gravitational pull on the dumbbell placed on your bathroom weight scale, this should still be almost irrelevant when compared to the force that is needed to pull the truck. So what is the answer then? I think it is related to the height of the athletes. Taller athletes tend to weigh more. This is the same as saying that heavier athletes tend to be taller. Using the same two guys as in the last example, we now will compare their squat lift. It turns out that now the lighter guy wins. Pulling a truck and doing the squat lift is not the same thing, but there is certainly a relationship between the ability to do the two things. In this example, the lighter athlete is also 25 centimeters shorter, and he is able to squat 20 kilograms more than the other. In this situation, the commentators always say that the shorter guy has an advantage, and they are of course right. The crucial difference between the two events is that the squat lift measures force, while the truck pull measures work. According to Newton's classical formula, work equals force multiplied by distance. So even though the lighter and shorter guy produces more force, the taller and heavier guy might still be doing more work. In this example we know that he does, because he also lifts his own body, which is 40 kilograms heavier than the other guy. In the squat lift he's not credited for doing the greater work, but in the truck pull, on the other hand, he is. So the answer I propose is that the extra body weight is nearly irrelevant, but in this exercise the taller and heavier guys are credited for their total capacity for work, as opposed to many other of the strongman events. If you are interested in discussing this in the comments below, please do so. I would also really like to hear the opinion of a physicist on this subject.